Just gotta check my sound work because I had it off for a Zwift stream before.
You say I make you nervous, a tragedy, I'm a beautiful disaster, a reckoning, you wonder how I got this way. You think I'm someone to be saved, someone to clean up and tame. Oh, some things never change, never change. You think I would look pretty on your arm once you cover up my bruises and battle scars.
Sweet, welcome, let's get into it. Let's do this UAE manager. Let's figure out who the new UAE manager is. This fancy little spinny wheel of names. People who have requested or want to join the new team. Just double check I have everyone. Daniel Miko, the big dog, and WorldTour. Where's TS Racing? Is there Thuches there twice? TS Racing. There we are. Let's go to G Banana. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. There we are. Synchronized Jupiter. Ha! Funny, Ava. Funny. Anyway, let's get into the draw now, shall we? Click to spin. Who's gonna get Team UAE Emirates? Congratulations, WorldTour of Onsei. You are the new UAE Emirates team leader. Wow, team manager. Well, there we have it. If he's online, he's online. Otherwise, we'll get into the race. Thanks to everyone who wanted to join. But I guess that means Onsei is up for grabs now, is it? Anyway, let's flick across to in-game. I mean, I'll happily draft again if people put their names down for Onsei. PT teams are for new managers, all good. to PCM now. And let's get into the UAE Tour. Goodbye, with names. PCM is starting to do its thing. There we are. Condition 5. So falls 1, 5 en route. And he didn't send me a new start list for UAE. Only one person did, and they, however, are not here, so they did not win. So, unless I see someone else here. Middle of the night, 7:30 AM, bro. 7:30 in the morning. Yeah, take care of it on a different day. Perfect. Anyway, let's get into it. 7:30 in the morning, which isn't too bad. I did say I was going to stream at 7, but could not be bothered to get out of bed. Anyway, here's our teams we have for the race. Team Alpecin de Koenig. Pretty strong team with Jesper Philipsen. Vic, that's just the one I chose to be the sim one. Bora Hansgrove, they got McNulty, Case Boll, Shackman, Bahrain Victorious, Bauhaus Poles looking pretty strong, even though 36, I thought he was all on that. Dimension Data with Chacone. Just a few other decent riders. Eve Education, Wilco Calderman, Simon Carr, I guess. There is a time trial, so possibly Yves Lampert, GW Shimano, Jack Haig, the big leader there, Groenewegen and Godu for Groupama FDJ, HTC with Miller, Alaphilippe, probably more so De La Cruz, Ineos, of course, strong, Geraint Thomas, favourite for the time trial and for the hill. Cheers, Steel. Caden Groves looks to be reasonable sprint-wise. Arnesman. Little trick with Martinez. Decent domestics. No real sprinter. Sudal Quickstep, Jai Hindley, Jakobsen. A few other Australian domestics. They got a strong team. I skipped Lotto Destiny. We have Gaviria. There's Jorgensen for the hills. Hoping to get some stuff there. Mapai, of course, with Vlasov and Einhorn for the sprints. Visma Lab, Olive Coy and Skelmoser. Maybe Van Poppel for lead out. UAE with, well, since they didn't give us a team, they got randomized, of course, and they got Dunbar, Lopez, Sam Bennett, George Bennett. Pretty reasonable team for UAE. Anyway, let's pick our big Citroën. And let's have a look. First stage, sprint stage, lots of echelons. Possibility for a lot of GC leaders to lose time. Favourites, of course, Philipsen, Miller, Groenewegen, Bauhaus, Jakobsen. All the big sprinter names we have. And Poppel's up here because of his 77 sprint.
At the festival that we met at, where you were just a face in a
Oh, okay, Miko.
and now I can't imagine me with anybody
I ran a simulation of the race last night to see what it would like. Let's just say stage 1 ruined a lot of the main GC leaders' chances. Oop, wrong thing to do. There we are. Here's our big Citroen rider. Some beautiful jerseys here, namely Mapai. Love the pseudo quickstep in pink. Polish national champ for the Dimension Data squad. They also have a beautiful jersey. Little Trek I am partial to. HTC, good old classic coming back. EF, the pink's just not quite pink. I like the pseudo quickstep pink better. Anyway, there's a reminder to everyone of who the start list is and who is on it. All 15 World Tour teams, no really Pro Tour teams here. Our Citroen rider has left as we see riders trying to make themselves into the break. We have Lowland from UAE, Nurka from EF, and Wida from Bahrain trying to get across. But Jonas Koch of Alpecin de Koenig and Rutger Selig, 2 Germans on the front for the race, trying to keep it all together.
To my surprise, that was her reply. Now we vibe. It's been a while and such a ride, stars align.
To pretend what's live. Oh, there we are, first echelon zone. There is 45 kilometers an hour wind from the left hand side of the road. A lot of teams already struggling at the back. You see the breakaway now, 3 riders that managed to get away due to the peloton struggling in these winds. Again, I've got Lopez, one of the mountain climbers for Team UAE. The wind is switching to more of a headwind now. It's becoming less of a problem for the peloton. Gap is increasing, 7 minutes now, but it is a long stage. Don't forget, only 170 Ks, 150 of that to go. Working at the front is of course pseudo quickstep for Jakobsen, HTC and Alpecin. Out of the first echelon zone, no echelons being formed. We got the big one coming up now. Wind is expected to stretch out a bit more. There is an intermediate sprint coming up, so maybe that will force some accelerations in the pack. Hopefully the wind direction's looking a bit better. It is. The wind direction is more to the side this time. So we see a few gaps already forming and riders being strung right the way out. Back into the headwind. That's shitty. It's going to be tough, but not as tough as it could be. Heading back to the breakaway. We have 4 kilometers to the intermediate sprint where the 4 placings get points. And we see a split behind in the peloton, which is promptly back together. The echelons are doing a little bit of damage, but not so much, as we see Nurko take maximum points here at Lowland and Wida. Meanwhile, in the peloton, it looks like it's Lawrence Pithy here leading out Tim Melier, the HTC team. Van Poppel, the Dutch champion, up in position. Affini as well. Also here, Melier launches first. Philipsen, the Belgian champion, tries to come around. We see Olive Coy also in the mix, Gaviria, but Melier takes that final point. As we see some more sprint splits in the peloton. Looks like it is mostly all. Lots of the Dimension Data squad is stuck behind. They're all looking dead. But it looks like they're all coming back together. That sprint just killed quite a few riders. George Bennett also missing out initially. See Alexander Vlasov up towards the front, Danny Martinez, a few of the GC leaders. They know the crosswind's going to get tough, and they know they want to be near the front when the splits do happen. We see a split now at the back, but it's all kind of, everyone's really sprinting to keep together. Some small gaps opening up. Vandenberg has dropped the gap. Zimmerman, one of the big men to lose out, as is Lopez and Bennett, but it looks like they'll all come back together once again. Another big split here occurring. David Godu and Groenewegen are behind now. They're going to have to work hard to catch back up. Luckily, Fortunato and Harold Lopez are here to help. More splits happening up the road. Einhorn has been caught behind, as has Odin Kogart. Tullett, quite a few big gaps right in the front bunch. There's only 30 riders left. A lot of the GC riders here keeping safe. There's Geraint Thomas, Martinez, Vlasov, Skelmoser, Popple. McNulty's looking a little bit dead. Mizjek just about to drop the wheel. Phillipson just losing contact with that front bunch. Bauhaus there also. The wind zone will be ending shortly. So hopefully these riders work well together and keep the gap. At the back it is splintering even harder, as we see our homie Stoneham. Gomez now at the back. Ellison, probably the biggest name missing out here currently. Ruben Thompson, a lot of domestics out the back. The Eritrean national champion also not in up for grabs here. So we see two major groups now forming. Only 50 seconds apart, so it looks like they'll all come back together. It'll come down to these last wind zones with these little hills here. Pole sits somewhere at the back. Let's have a look where Poles is. He's probably in that second bunch. He's in the second bunch. It's not too bad. He's with the likes of Tullett, Scottson, Castrovejo, Cavagna, Chicone, Groenewegen. This is the UAE. This is the FDJ group with Godu. But it looks like they're going to be coming back to this front bunch, which is being led by Team Visma Leasebike. Alfredo Hodge is working hard on the front. Eddie Dunbar, UAE, working hard to catch these two groups back together. The breakaway out in front still has a minute 57. They've almost made the catch. It's up to Yves Lampard now. They've been caught. A group of 64 now, still at the front. Other riders are behind, but I don't think anyone of too much importance. Chris Froome missing out on that split. Jan Hurt. Otherwise, now it's up to Soudal Quickstep now driving the pace. We'll see how these wind zones fare later on in the stage. Back in the breakaway, they're all working still nicely together. I don't think the breakaway is going to stay away. I think it's going to come back for a mass sprint. The peloton now has them in their sights. The Australian national champion Caelan Groves in this group. Any other national champions? Not here in this bunch. Oh yes, the Belgian national champion, the Italian one, and the Dutch one will be somewhere. Anyway, HTC is now helping out with the pacemaking at the front. They're not happy with the breakaway. They want to give Merlier the stage win. Bahrain showing their face also for Bauhaus. The breakawayers realise they're about to be caught and they're not happy, and they are frantically increasing their speed. The group of 8 is about to make it to the front of the pack. It's splintering once again as we enter another echelon zone. Riders already at the back. Lucas Hamilton losing a bit of time. Eddie Dunbar. Eduardo Effeni, a favourite for somewhat the overall with his great time trial. As we head up to the front, we see Lowland attacks now, trying to get the best of his breakaway companions. Is still Florian Seneschal at the front with Visma Leasebike. Splits are still occurring. We've got a few wind zones in a row. A few exposed sections. There's Van Poppel. Van Poppel's losing out. Looks like a few of the leaders are isolated here, as we see Martinez now without any domestics left. Geraint Thomas losing Leo Hayter and setting up so that he's not in the sprinters are here going for the sprint. That's what it is. At the front, looks like Nurko once again out. Lowland around in the last minute. In the peloton, Bauhaus has launched a move, and he is going for it. Muller is coming up beside him. Looks like Muller is going to take it from him just, and Bauhaus in 4th for that sprint. The sprints would not have helped, as we see the second bunch on the road looking a little bit dead. McNulty in this bunch, Jakobsen. Not everyone's setting up. The sprinters are all setting up. Skelmoiser, Martinez and Vlasov also sitting up there. Second bunch on the road, once again Goldu and Groenewegen within its ranks. Breakaway still holds a minute as we see the wind pick up once again. Breakaway has now been caught. So minute 20 between the second bunch on the road, which contains Seneschal, Tors, Hindley. I guess Hindley is the biggest name here in the second bunch on the road. The first bunch, 16 riders, 16 kilometers to go. Mostly Visma, Liesebike, Olev Koy, Skelmoiser. Muller's at the front with Alaphilippe, McNulty, Bol, Martinez, Vlasov, Thomas, Bauhaus, Jakobsen, Lowland, and Nuruka. Phillips on the back and Garvelia. Quite a few big sprinter names here. Second bunch on the road with 38 riders. Are they going to catch back up to the front? The gap between them is staying about 2 minutes 20. 8 kilometers to go. They could catch up, but seems unlikely. That's the first group on the road. Second group on the road here. My mistake. Minute 40 now. The gap is reducing significantly. David Godu is giving up his chances to win. He's going to work for Groenewegen now for the sprint. Going to try to get them back in contact with this front bunch, as we see Lowland, who was in the break all day, being dropped. The wind zone now is only 21 kilometers an hour, but still a strong wind, as we see Nuruka also being dropped. Motorbikes are being pulled from the gap. We see Hindley and Seneschal on the front of the second bunch here. Up cresting the final climb. It looks like McNulty's having a bad day. Will he be able to hold on? As we see the sprint being launched from 1.3 kilometers to go, it's Olev Koy. And no one can match Olev Koy in his early sprint. Philipsen takes second. Looks like a third place for Case Bol. Jakobsen and Skelmoiser, best of the GC men up the road. Followed by Gaviria, Vlasov and Muller. Alex Kirsch coming in about 20 seconds down. Will we see a time gap to the likes of Martinez, Alaphilippe and Thomas? We'll have to wait and see if the results shows that McNulty losing a bit of time also. No, okay, not for Lowland. Then we see the second group on the road being led in by Einhorn. Nope, looks like Bennett and Jorgensen take him on the line. Gaten Groves running out the top 20. Muller did waste into the intermediate sprints. Anyway, big names losing time. No favourites at, well, I guess it's a sprinter stage, but last few riders on the road, Gomez, Stoneham and Barhomi. We will look at what's occurring. The other stages should be more pretty straightforward. Come on, end the stage. There we are. We see Olev Koy launching first, straight up to victory. So, podiums for the race. We see that Kirsch and Bauhaus had no gap. Olev Koy takes the stage, and of course will take the first leader's jersey for Team Visma Liesebike. And the points classification for winning the stage, there's no mountain classification. He also takes the youth classification. And the team will also be Visma Lisa Bike. Yes, of course. We already see some pretty significant gaps. We see a minute 40. We see Thomas's group did not lose time to the Skelmoser group, which is a bit unlucky for Skelmoser, and a bit unlucky for Vlasov, as some of the others in that second group are quite strong. Yeah, so that second group on the road contained Jorgensen, Godu, maybe De La Cruz, Jai Hindley losing a minute 40 there. We see Ciccone losing 2:30, 2:40, Tullett losing 2:40 as well, Kelderman losing 3:10, Harold Tijada 3:40, well, Poles losing 3 minutes 40, Arnesman, Jen Hurt 3:40, Shackman 3:40, 5 minutes down. I don't think there's any other big names here. Yeah, I know, that should have been a gap, exactly, that really annoys me, because Vlasov was in that front bunch. Anyway, with a few of the intermediate sprints, Bauhaus is up a few places. Let's get into stage 2. Oh, Tipperary. Tipperary's a minute 40 down. Here we go, second stage is a time trial. Favourites, of course, Cavagna, Tarling, Thomas, the best favourite of the GC riders, followed by Martinez, Vlasov, Shackman, and Skelmoser. Yeah, true to the smallest gap. You're right, you're right. So it looks like it's all popping off in the general chat. Gomez, the first rider off for today, 12 minutes 3 seconds down. Let's head across to that second time check, because that's what all really matters. Times 2 for a while, so we won't see a few of the favourites for the stage start early. Oh, Elisonde, like we said, decent climber, but he's down 9 minutes down, so maybe he might be in the break for one of those big stages. Hey, what happened there? Nikias Larson must be probably the best time so far for GW Shimano. 73 time trial, 71 sprint. He says the best time so far, 13:46. Will Bartha for EF. EF Education, easy post. Looks like he could be setting the next best time. He is 1 second down. There's quite a strong wind, 22 kilometers an hour. Logan Curry, the New Zealander, coming through. George Bennett doing a decent time, but he is 6 minutes down. Jesus. Michael Venka, another Kiwi. Quite a few Kiwis at this race with great representation, of course. We are on +5 days. Any of these riders could potentially take the win. We see Larson still in first position. Kiplinger for Bahrain also on the prowl now, taking a top 10 at the finish. Hugo Huil, 6th place there. The Polish time trial rider for Team Dimension Data. I think he's a Polish road race champion either way. He's doing a reasonable time, only 15 seconds down at the first time check. Losing a bit more time as the day has gone on. Kuhn Bowman, strong domestic for Visma Lisa Bike, to the 4th best time at the first time check. He could do well in the overall, but he's already 3.5 minutes down. 3rd best time. You see Schuckman now, probably the GC leader for Bora. He only lost 3 minutes 50 the other day, and he comes 3rd, 6 seconds down. He looks like he's still in the mix for the stage. Brent Van Moa coming through 6 seconds down at that first time check. It is only a small time trial, only 12 kilometers. Already some big time gaps occurring, a minute down for a few of these riders. I don't think Van Moa is going to make up the time he needs here. He did not. Chris Froome, of course, coming across the line, not so much of a time trialist these days. A little bit of a climber. Ben Hermans, his teammate, coming in 6th place. Dunbar coming in for a top 10 time. Oh, missing Tarling. Tarling, the British national champion, sets the group fastest time, 13:17. Arnesman, his teammate, 3 minutes 50 down in GC. He could steal the win from his teammate. He did not. Finney, favourite for one of the favourites for the stage. I think 3 minutes 50 yesterday. How's he going to be doing today with a 77 flat? The wind is calming down, so those earlier riders probably had a bit of an advantage in that headwind. Cavagna finished about the same time as him, as we see Cavagna come through 2 seconds down on Tarling. Quite a few decent riders coming in through now. Let's wait for a Finney. Is Cavagna going to catch a Finney? Nowhere close. Finney crosses the line in provisionally 3rd position. We've got Calderman also coming in with a decent time. He's got some ground to make up as Cavagna takes 3rd, losing time on the second half of the course. Wilco Calderman, probably the best of the GC so far, in 4th position, 21 seconds down. Jack Haig also losing about 3 minutes on yesterday's stage. Hopefully he can make some of that up in the time trial. The 77 mountain will help him on the 2 climb stage of the day as he's about to catch Rutger Selig. Finishing the 13th. Ben Tullett, another Ineos rider. Ineos seems to have sent the best time trialist to this race. He set the best time at the first time check. What's it going to be at the end? He finishes 3rd, so it looks like the second half of the course is looking a bit tougher. You see Ineos on all 3 steps of the podium. Ciccone, who's 250 down. He's coming through, hopefully in the top 20 overall. Masnada for Alpecin de Koenig. In 10th place. Tiberi, we said the new leader for Bahrain, did a decent time trial, 38 seconds down. Castronevejo for HTC Columbia. Jai Henley, the biggest name to lose out on yesterday's stage, losing a minute 50. He was in that second bunch on the road. His 80 mountain, he's going to have to work hard in the mountain to take back time. As we see him lose 17 seconds at the first time check. We know the second half of the course is tougher. This is 34 seconds. Yves Lampart, time trial favourite, of course, missing out on that front bunch also. Mizjek coming in. Frodo Hodge losing a minute. David Godu, GC leader for Groupama FDJ. We remember seeing him and Groenewegen in that second group on the road. They worked well together to limit their losses. He's not the greatest time trialer, losing 20 seconds at that first time check. Tarling still in the lead. Ineos 1, 2, 3. He finishes 42 seconds down. Florian Seneschal, not who I thought he was. Maybe Ryan Gibbons, the South African time trial champion. Let's see how he does at this first time check. He's within the top few, within the first 10 seconds of the leader at that time check. He's catching his minute, man. So we see Abbas Jury losing ground. Gibbons crosses the line and takes 6th. In the time trial, we see Einhorn, the Israeli time trial champion, and Caden Grove. Sprinters are starting now. Matteo Jorgensen is catching Einhorn. He does not look to be in the mix for the stage. Bennett's not there. Van Wilder. Lowland, of course, from the initial breakaway. Only losing a minute 40 on the stage. Neruka also losing quite a bit of time this time. McNulty has set the best time at the first time check. He's only 10 seconds down in the overall GC. If he can put in 10 seconds to some of those sprinters today, he is likely to take the stage and the GC lead. Who's coming up behind McNulty? It's Alaphilippe. He's 8 seconds down. Just checking that we don't have to flick back quickly. Thomas is 2 seconds down on 6th at the first time check. We're beginning to see the favourites now coming to the fore. McNulty breaking that Ineos podium into 3rd position there. Alaphilippe, I think he'll likely finish outside the top 10 today. 10th place already. Geraint Thomas, hopefully some of his stats have allowed him to do a negative split. 7th place there. Martinez, the Colombian time trial champion for Little Trek. He's 1 second out at the first time check, and he is 11 seconds out. Second, we see Alex Kirsch, key domestic on the stage for Olev Koi, the winner. He's losing a bit of time. Muller, of course, losing a lot of time here. 44 seconds, leader for HTC. Alexander Vlasov, the Russian time trial champion for Team Mapai GB. He's outside the top 10, damn it, losing 6 seconds at the first time check. 16 seconds at the end. Gaviria losing a minute. As we see Skalmoser, the best placed GC man, losing only 4 seconds at that first time check. I don't think it'll be enough to move McNulty into the lead. It's going to be close here today. Skalmoser finishes in 6th. He is finishing 4 seconds behind McNulty. Looks like McNulty could be taking the lead of the race. As we see the sprinters losing quite a bit of time. Bauhaus losing a minute. Case Boll losing 23 seconds. Phillipson 38. And the race leader Olev Koi 25 at the first time check. Only losing 49 seconds. So he's quite close to that top 20. There we have it. Ineos 1, 2, 4 and 9 on the stage. Josh Tarling takes the stage 7 seconds ahead of Arnesman. Best of the GC contenders, McNulty in 3rd, 7 seconds down. Martinez, Skalmoser 11 seconds. Thomas 14 and Vlasov 16. There we have it. McNulty of Bora is the Emery is the new race leader. Skalmoser, Martinez, Thomas and Vlasov all within 10 seconds. In fact, they're the riders to watch out for on today's stage. Points classification is still Olev Koi, although he is tied with Tarling, and Skalmoser is the youth leader as well. There's Melissa Bike continuing with their domination of the race.
I'm on my own, broken alone. I feel the rain crashing down all around this empty town.
Have a look at those GC changes. McNulty up, of course, Skalmoser up. All those riders who kept up. I mean, Alaphilippe did a reasonable time trial, 19 seconds down. Anyway, let's get into the next stage. What have we got? Cheers, Emery. First mountain stage up for grabs. Vlasov is the favourite, with Hendley looking 79. That's medium mountain stat, that's why. Blasov is the favourite, followed by Hindley, Godu, Shikone. Godu, of course, being quite a far way down, as with Hindley and Shikone. So the best of the top GC riders, Blasov, then Thomas Skelmoser. While Poles is featured, hopefully his team knows to work for Tiberi. Yeah, Onse got free MRA. Even if you just want to give it a go for a month, you can go join Onse. Then we have currently in the youth jerseys, Skel Mozo's second overall, McNulty in red as the leader of the GC, Olev Coy in green as leader of the points. We have no mountain classification as of yet, but today that will change. Let's get top 10 of points and the GC. Once we get past the intermediate sprint, we'll remove the top 10 of the points classification. Quite a few riders trying to get into today's break. Mateus Julian there protecting Blasov right away. Bias, of course, as he is my team. I guess with some of these time gaps, we now have the possibility of getting some of these riders who had lost a bit of time, maybe like Hindley in a breakaway stage. Just to keep the sprint points up until we get to this point here. There should have been some echelon stage things across the middle here. That would have been fun, made it a bit more interesting. Otherwise, the breakaway is still trying to be established. The main riders up the road. Miguel Angel Lopez up the road. 7 minutes down with Les Cano, who's also down a bit on GC. Van Moa and Weida trying to get across, but Bora are not happy with that. Bora's not happy with quite a few of these riders trying to get in the breakaway. You see Matt Walls and Dimension Data also having Bastions on the front doing some pacemaking. It's just Lescano and Lopez out in front now. Bora is not allowing anyone else to join. I guess Bora wants to control the race for Case Bowles in the top 10 still. He is indeed, 35 seconds down. A third rider about to join the breakaway, it is Brent Van Moa. Intermediate sprint also incoming. The breakaway is 2 minutes 24 ahead of the peloton. Will someone sprint for it? No one sprints for it. In the peloton, is someone going to sprint for this one remaining point? Sam Bennett of UAE, he launches first, and no one else goes with him. Sam Bennett takes 1 point in that classification. Fast forward, not much is really happening here at the moment. Just a breakaway. Bora EF, Groupama FDJ, Dimension Data, and GW Shimano all working at the front for this stage. Mainly Bora, of course, because they're in the lead now, aren't they? Yes, McNulty rides for Bora. A little bit of crosswind throwing a few riders into the ditch, but not too strong. Vegans, he's also going to be doing some work. I mean, there's an intermediate sprint coming up. I'm surprised some of those sprinters aren't going to work for that. I mean, it does come at about 10 kilometers to the finish line. 12 kilometers to the finish line, actually. So I guess some of those sprinters will be giving up their sprint points for some of the GC riders who want to be in better position for that sprint. Everyone's just chilling at the peloton. Who's chilling at the back? Looks like it's Team UAE of Lowland and Olive. And Alfredo Hoyt. Albert Torres also at the back. Gap is being cut now. The breakaway only has 53 seconds. The three riders are still working well together. Lopez thought he could hang on to the hill, get a bit of an advantage. But there's Case Bowl. Case Bowl has him caught. And now we see Lotto Destiny and Bahrain, Soudal and HTC doing some work on the front. Some of the GC names coming up towards the front. We see McNulty and Vlasov here now. I think Vlasov's here at the front a bit too early, but I guess he's protecting himself from... Maybe he thought there was going to be some crashes back there. McNulty, he hasn't got anyone protecting him at the front. Yes, he is. There is. Lurs is there. Looks like Pithy is protecting De La Cruz. And everyone's just kind of scrumming back together once more. Here comes the interesting kilometers. 4 kilometers till the intermediate sprint. Will we see some of the sprinters go for it? Looks like we will. Sam Bennett here lining up behind Eddie Dunbar. Oh, did Kogut? Is Kogut going for the intermediate sprint? Why not Einhorn? Anyway, Will Bart is up here as well. So I think a few riders just at the front wanting to stay out of danger's way. David Godou out behind Vlasov as we see Sam Bennett go for it once more. Bennett the only one to go for it as the climb begins. 1.8%. Zimmerman, Kogut and Coy gaining 1 point there, showing he is definitely ahead of Tarling. Who's at the front doing the pacemaking? It is Oded Kogut for Team Mapai. He's setting it up for Alexander Vlasov. We've also seen Nurukar. I guess maybe he's the best placed EF rider. Maybe he's working for Calderman, hoping to do a long range attack. Percentage stays roughly the same. It evens out more towards the end. Kogut's time is done. The Mapai rider Skelmoser showing himself near the front. Next to Martinez and McNulty. Vlasov's hips are wavering quite a lot. Hopefully Yezes burnt himself out by sitting at the front for too long. Groenewegen doing a lot of good work on the front for Godou. Vlasov's moving himself up. Will we see an attack from the Russian? Groenewegen dropping a gap. Oh, there was a small gap to Vlasov. Martinez saw it and moved straight up there. Martinez now on the attack. Martinez and then Vlasov for 2. So here we go, Vlasov has launched an attack. Martinez is the first to counter straight onto his wheel. David Godou there as well. Skelmoser missing out, being caught behind the EF Education rider. McNulty, is he just going to pace his way back up? Maybe we see Martinez looking dead on the climb now. Godou and Vlasov continuing on. Jack Haig, who lost 3 minutes on that first stage. He's trying to get across to that front group of riders. Only 2.5 kilometers to go. Come on, Vlasov, you can do it. Jai Henley, he's not countering. He's 2 minutes down. He says it's not up to him. Martinez now about to be caught by the second bunch on the road. No, set up and now he's going to work to try and pull them back in. Who else from his team is here? No one else from his team, I don't think. Godou looking dead and Vlasov looking dead. They have gone too early. 800 meters to go. They've been swamped by the peloton. Vlasov, no! Up at the front, looks like Thomas has timed his attack to perfection. On the right hand side, it's Jorgensen who's going to take the stage ahead of Thomas, Skelmoser and McNulty. Ciccone, Hindley and Calvin all had the right idea just to sit in. There'll probably be a time gap here where Vlasov, Alaphilippe and Martinez will be losing time. What a bullshit stage. Mesnada and Scottson coming in the second group. Any big names? Poles again missing out on that split. Sean Quinn. Maybe Shuckman. Ifeni doing reasonably well, finishing the second bunch on the road. George Bennett there also. Oh yeah, maybe Tilbury. Anyway, let's get to the podium. Apologies for that. Had to let the cat out. Mette Jorgensen takes the win, and of course there is time gaps on the hill. Geraint Thomas, Skelmoser and McNulty, the three who are up in GC, are the three that are keeping up with the front riders. Skelmoser takes over the lead from McNulty on the same time. Thomas 1 second back. Martinez Vlasov join Alaphilippe at about 30 seconds down. Jorgensen the next best, followed by Philipsen, Headley and De La Cruz. Jesper Philipsen doing amazing to still be up in the top 10. Best climber is Jorgensen in that black jersey. Points classification, Skelmoser takes over from Olaf Koy with that second mountaintop finish, and Skelmoser is in the youth classification. Visma Lisa Bike are doing great in the team classification, as we see Mapai drop to like last. Mapai is... oh yeah, 11th anyway. Stage time, have a look at some of those time gaps. Ben Tullett there, 17 seconds down. Tilbury, oh yes, he is up there, you are right, 23 seconds down in the Godou Anasman group. 30 seconds down we have Mesnada, then Scott and Hamilton. Hamilton leading in the group at a minute with Poles, Allison, Shuckman. Pretty big, reasonable group. George Bennett, 133 down. Jan Hurt, 154. Many the sprinters here, I guess maybe Eddie Dunbar, 330. Chris Froome, 522. Last place, Matt Walls and Stoneham, about 11 minutes down. There we see the changes in GC. Skelmoser up 1, McNulty down 1. Same time though. Thomas now in contention within 1 second of the lead. Then we got these second tier ones, Martinez, Vlasov and Alaphilippe about 30 seconds down. And everyone else who missed out on the first day. Another flat stage with a few sprints, Philipsen, Muller and Jakobsen of course the favourites. And we have Coy in the green points jersey, Skelmoser in the race lead, Tilbury in the white jersey. If you're third in that classification, and where's the black jersey? There it is there. Matteo Jorgensen leading that classification. No hill points on offer today. So we'll just turn on the points and the GC rider name tags. Quite a few riders trying to get themselves into the breakaway. Riders who have lost time like George Bennett, Fortunato, or Simon Carr. Wow, trying is the key word. There's quite a few teams will not let that happen. Up the front, it is Matthias Julian of Mapai, Nuruka of EF Easy Post, and Lorenzo Fortunato of Groupama FDJ, but it looks like Rudger Selig of HTC Colombia will not let that happen. There we are, breakaway finally being allowed to occur. It is Lars Vandenberg and Will Barter, the two riders who will be out in front for the stage. No win zones, just a few sprints on this stage. Not expecting too many upsets. Probably haven't had any crashes yet compared to that last race we had. No, it wasn't you guys, it was the PCM. It was the World DB Sim that we had all those crashes.
Killed it, it's murder, go crazy, berserker. I killed it, it's murder, go crazy, berserker. I killed it, it's murder, go crazy, berserker.
These two riders are not going to sprint for it. Will Barter takes maximum points ahead of Lars Vandenberg in the peloton. Looks like Merlier is going for the intermediate sprint once again, and Jakobsen takes him on the line. It's a bit surprising, that is, to be honest. Back into the race, everyone's still nicely together. So we'll increase the speed of the race again as we're going to head towards the second intermediate sprint, which is another 100 kilometers time. So it's just going to be Visma Lisa bike HTC, and there's Befall now. Rest in peace. Fabio Jakobsen is abandoning the race. Pseudo Quickstep are losing their sprinter. Olive Coy also crashing out. I'm surprised. Visma Lisa bike have not sent someone back to help him. Instead, he's been helped out by the Dimension Data rider. Bauhaus lost contact in that crash, but he is back in the peloton. Everyone back together except for Fabio Jakobsen, who crashes out in stage 4.
Turn toward me, look so weak. I've never seen you with such tired eyes. And everything we said we'd be, we just traded for a suit coat and a tie.
And Alperson apparently working for the leader, Philipson, who hopes to win the stage. Now with Jakobsen out, quite possibly has a chance. Onsei is the oldest Stana squad, isn't it? That runaway train started with, and then didn't do anything, and then Walter took over. But now Walter's in charge of UAE. What is UAE doing in this race? They have Lowland, the best placed rider, with Lopez and Bennett both doing pretty bad. Fair enough. You're Sudal, aren't you? He just crashed out of nowhere, man. Let me slow down the time. There we are. I mean, who else have you got, Sudal? You've got Henley. Oh yeah. Hey, Henley's top 10 now. Still a few minutes down though. But yeah, not a good race for you. Coming up to the second intermediate sprint. Great. The breakaway will still take it, but they will not contest, I think. Alfredo Hodge is leading out. Sam Bennett, of course, king of the intermediate sprints. He launches first. Bauhaus is coming around at the front. It is Vandenberg who takes it. Bauhaus third, Bennett fourth. No one else even contesting. Looks like Muller is now working at the front. Is now setting himself for the final sprint, which is something he was not doing before. The breakaway is about to be caught. They're both looking a little dead. They're both attacking, trying to keep in the breakaway. Will Bartha and Vandenberg for as long as possible, as we see the trains now beginning to form. Mapai train on the left hand side, Albert, Tors, Oded, Kogut and Einhorn out exposed in the wind. In the middle we have the HTC train for Muller, UAE for Bennett, Gaviria for Lotto Destiny, not too big of a train but still up in the mix. On the right hand side, a really strong train here, we have Alpecin. Enter the Affini for Alpecin. I see their sprinter. Oh, there's Philipson. Philipson's a sprinter. My mistake. 7.8 kilometers to go. Ryan Gibbons with Michael Vink leading him out, with next to the Bora train with Matt Walls and Case Bowl. First proper sprint stage. A bit of smushing in that roundabout, of course, in real life. If you're on the wrong side, you're out of contention. We see Albert Tors trying to get himself up towards the front and lead the Mapai train up. Vandenberg, who is in the breakaway, is now... That's the wrong Vandenberg. Lars Vandenberg's in the breakaway. Anyway, 3 kilometers to go. Looks like it is Alpecin moving through. Philipson has just lost contact with his lead out. Jonas Koch is going for it. 2 kilometers to go. Who's going to launch first? There's Philipson on the right hand side. Look at that. A huge leap ahead of the rest of the peloton. Olev Koi up through the middle, and it's Einhorn on the right hand side just too late. Is Case Bowl going to overtake Olev Koi? Olev Koi, then Case Bowl. Top 10 for Groves and Einhorn. Shouldn't be any time gaps here. Only people losing time is the other Vandenberg and Will Bartha. There we are, podium of the sprint win. Jesper Philipsen, Alpecin de Koenig takes the stage win, followed by Olev Koi and Case Bowl. Looks like no change in the overall. Jorgensen still in the King Mountain jersey. Points classification, Koi is back on top. Philipsen now 1 point behind, and Youth is still Skelmoser, and Vesvelisa Bike still leading the team classification. But Ineos is 29 seconds behind. Only issues on the stage were, of course, Jakobsen, who withdrew, Bartha and Lars Vandenberg, who lost time. GC, Philipsen overtook Jorgensen with those bonus seconds. Jesper Philipsen now up to 7th. Jorgensen down to 8th. Stage 5 of 7. Another, this time mountain stage. Henley is the favourite. Thomas, Vlasov, Chacone, Godu, Kelderman, Poles, Arnesman, Dunbar and Martinez. Can Henley make up the 3 minutes that he is down? I guess we will have to wait and see.
Walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes.
Here we are, start of the next mountain stage. Okay then, yeah, some sprinters in here. Will we see some sprinters go into break? Maybe a long range attack from the likes of Henley. He's only 2 minutes down. He could definitely make that up on the final climb. 18 kilometers long. Not as steep as the previous one, but long. Hugo Huil, Lorenzo Fortunato and Nikias Larson trying to get into the break to begin with. Eddie Dunbar also there, giving UAE hopefully in their home race some decent standing. Lescano also there. We see Wida, Nurko and Tejada also on the move. It is the Polish national champion. For Team Dimension Data, who's doing a bit of the pacemaking to try and catch the break back up. And it looks like they'll all come back together again. Thanks to Olev Koi, who is working for Bowman. Skelmos, of course. Idiot. Skelmos is in the lead. Once again, the break is trying to get away. This time it's Lorenzo Fortunato driving the pace. Tejada, Dunbar, Lescano, Huil, and Carr. Well, Pole's trying to get across now to the front bunch. He lost out on the first day with those echelons. He wants to show to his team that he deserves to be in this race and he deserves to be leader. Vandenberg trying to get across, but Coy doing all of that work on the front to try and catch them once again. Mapai putting a rider at the front. Albert Torres, is he going to work on the front, or is he here to launch a cheeky attack to get into the breakaway? Guess we'll find out shortly as we see Simon Carr and Tejada trying to get across to Lorenzo Fortunato as the rest of the breakaway has been caught. George Bennett now trying something for UAE. Although if Coy doesn't mind George Bennett, he knows he's a bit washed. Eddie Dunbar is the rider he does mind though, even though Dunbar is 7 minutes down.
I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect.
All back together, just a 3-man breakaway up the road. Tejada, Fortunato and Simon Carr. They have about 1:40 as more riders still trying to make their way across. There's Miguel Angel Lopez this time of Team UAE trying to do something decent in this race. Mark Donovan of Dimension Data also trying to get himself across the gap. Don't forget we have that whole +5 daily form race, so yeah. Looks like those 2 other riders have been allowed to join the breakaway. We have Miguel Angel Lopez, Mark Donovan, Lorenzo Fortunato, Harold Tejada, and Simon Carr. A pretty strong climbing breakaway. This has been allowed to depart. Maybe they will contest the stage. I don't think they'll get big enough time gap for that, as they're only at 2:40 at the stage. Olev Koi still on the front. 5 riders in the breakaway. They'll definitely take all the points here in this sprint classification. Will anyone take a sprint for it? Nope. Tejada, Fortunato, Donovan, and Lopez take points there. Just Vismalisa Mike on the front. I'll have Coy hopefully not burning himself out too much. We do want to see him finish this stage. Stood out Quick Step manager, not happy with the way the race is performing for him. I mean, Jai Henley, he's a 9th overall, so I mean he could pull away on this final climb here, do some damage on the rest of the GC favourites. I guess he has to worry about Jared Thomas. Breakaway's gap is increasing slightly now. Maybe Olive Coy is tiring slightly. The gap is now 3:30 as we see Van Poppel now moving up towards the front. Maybe he's going to give Coy a bit of a hand. The gap is now 4 minutes for the breakaway. Another pan flat, amazing race in the UAE desert. Another intermediate sprint. Looks like Mizjek is helping out Coy with the pacemaking. Breakaway is working well together. Lopez crosses the line first, getting those 3 bonus seconds and 8 in sprint classification points. They're going to have 4 minutes at the foot of the climb. Will that be enough to take the stage? The actual climb is 18 kilometers long, so when we get towards it, we'll slow down this speeding up simulation. It's still Vismalisa Mike on the front, but it's Alex Kirsch now as we see some of the other GC riders coming towards the front. Matthias Julian for Mapai GB, working for Alexander Vlasov, Karol Vashish, and Tim Arnesman on the front. Jai Henley showing his face. Looks like we might see a Henley attack from the bottom of the climb. Vlasov just being pushed out of position as we see Albert Tors now and Einhorn coming to the front. Oh, Arnesman is working. Is he going to be working for Tullet or is he working? He must be working for Thomas, right? Leo Haight is also at the front. Where is Thomas? There he is there with the rest of the GC contenders. In the breakaway, they're in the tunnel. They're all still working well together. The gap has been cut to 3 minutes 20. Into the tunnel. Ben Herman's also towards the front. Mapai setting all of their domestics up as they are into Vlasov for the stage as Lorenzo Fortunato in the breakaway launches an attack. Donovan and Lopez follow, but Carr and Tejada cannot. Oded Kogut, the sprint lead out for Mapai on the front. Caden Groves, sprinter for Ineos, also helping out as we see Vlasov on the right hand side of the screen launching attack. Skelmoser, the race leader, and Jai Henley are the only 2 that follow. Let's hope Vlasov has some more genius this time to not waste himself on the climb as we see Simon Carr and Tejada now countering over Lopez, Donovan and Fortunato. The pink duo out in front. But Homie tried to close down the gap for Lidl Trek for Martinez, but he was no match. Instead we see Charles Page doing some of that dragging back up. At the very front, Fortunato's on the attack again. He has joined Tejada. Lopez has gone with him as we see Simon Carr out the back with Donovan. Jai Henley now attacks this trio. Skelmoser and Vlasov straight on his wheel. We see the gap widening to the rest of the favourites. There's still 10 kilometers to go. It could have been too early for Vlasov, as we know he has a habit of just packing it in. Fernando Gaviria doing an impressive job on the front for Matteo Jorgensen, as we see him reduce that gap down from 40 seconds to 25 seconds even. At the front, it is now Donovan, Carr and Lopez, as we see everyone playing a bit of cat and mouse and everyone having a go here. They're all just sitting up each time. Oh, they were just caught by the group, as we see Vlasov go once again, taking with him Skelmoser and Hindley. Alaphilippe now sees what's happening and he is trying to jump across. Godu tries to jump across on his wheel. Wait, yeah, I know. Yeah, definitely way too early.
I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out.
Oh, look at that. That trio has been caught by the peloton, wasting all their energy out in front. McNulty now goes on the right hand side with Alaphilippe, Thomas, Martinez and Vlasov back in the mix again. Alaphilippe sits up. Rest in peace, Alaphilippe. The other crews on the back of this group of favourites. It contains pretty much everyone in the top 10. Alaphilippe rolls himself back into contention. Jack Haig, Chicone, Tiberi, Hamilton, Calderman, the big names to miss out on this move. Alaphilippe dropping from that break. They've caught the breakaway now. Tejada now rolls to the front. He's going to be working for Hindley. He's been working as a satellite rider. As we see Vlasov and Godu and Jorgensen and Martinez being dead. God damn it, Vlasov, stop attacking so early. And everyone's all back together again as the pace slowed. Hopefully that gives Vlasov some time to rest. He has Herman's in this front group. I should have given him a bit of domestic for this race. Geraint Thomas now, he's increasing the pace, not on attack. He's just going to Miguel Indurain up the climb, hoping to drop some of the riders who are not feeling the greatest, like his teammate Ben Tullett, Hugo Huil, Ian Hurt. 1 kilometer to go. A lot of hip swaying. Skelmoser's looking dead. Skelmoser looks like he is cracked. The race leader is out of contention right at the very front, which we were just missing. It's McNulty versus Thomas. McNulty takes the stage. Second overall, he will be in the lead tomorrow. Thomas in second. Lopez climbing up the classification, and Simon Carr coming in the second bunch. We have Donovan, Dunbar, Vlasov, Tejada, and Godu. Let's have a look where some of these time gaps are. Maybe that's all a bunch time. Hopefully for Skelmoser's sake, it's a bunch time. For Vlasov's sake, I hope not. Philipsen's still doing bloody well. Finishing up with a lot of the climbers. He must be on an amazing day. Of course, last man on the road, Olev Koi, he did all that work on the flat for Team Visma Lisa Bike. So look at the podium, see if there was time gaps. There was indeed time gaps. McNulty takes stage win on Jebel Jais ahead of Geraint Thomas, Fortunato, Carr and Lopez. So it looks like Thomas and McNulty are now in a league of their own. Yep, McNulty now leading the race, 5 seconds ahead of Thomas. About a minute back to Skelmoser and Vlasov, 30 seconds further back for Martinez, Alaphilippe, and then everyone else even further back. Jai Henley moving up 1 place in the GC. Yeah, that 30-second target would have been nice. Best climber is, missed that, sorry. Brandon McNulty in the points, classification still. Skullmoser in youth. HTC Columbia overtake Visma Lisa bike on this stage, taking the team classification. A few time gaps there. We see Hindley and Skullmoser finishing at the same time, 44 seconds down. Martinez losing 54 seconds on the stage. Bennett Scott's in a minute 14. Haig, minute 22. Enhert, 1:35. Awesome work by... where is he? Oh, whoever that Belgian Spirit Philipsen is. Anyway, there's the overall GC. McNulty now in first. Thomas up 1. Skullmoser down 2. Vlasov up 1. Martinez down 1. Godou now into the top 10. Philipsen outside the top 10, only just in 11th position. He is doing bloody well this race. McNulty in the points as well, overtaking Coy and Thomas in the mountain jersey. Skullmoser in the youth and HTC in the team. Two sprint stages to finish it. If everyone stays upright, this is the way the race is going to end. Jesper Philipsen will be the favourite for this stage. I know that 30-second gap really pissed me off as well, because I was in that bunch.
Find your way back home.
Hindley now 3 minutes down. Jeez. Who's going to be in today's break? Quite a few riders trying to get into the mix. 2 sprints on offer. And a sprint at the end, so nothing too exciting. So that means Thomas has won the mountain classification, barring crash. There is Geraint Thomas in that black jersey for Team Ineos on his red BMC bike. Every other jersey is still reasonably up for grabs. I mean, if Thomas sprints in some of these intermediate sprints, he could take it off McNulty. And if McNulty crashes, then, well, then we might see an issue there. Actually, don't want the mountain, I want the sprint. There we are. No breakaways being allowed to escape as of yet. Wait, can Philipsen take the... If Philipsen takes 2 bonus seconds in the next 2 stages, he will finish top 10. GC Philipsen is real. Okay, breakaway today is Naruka and Jigat. These 2 riders not high up in any classification. Maybe if Naruka gets some of these more points in the sprint classification. And there's been a crash at the back. Castronejo and Page has fallen. I think Castronejo's back in the peloton though. We will just check that. Castronejo for HTC Columbia, he is at the front still. Okay, cool. It's just Charles Page who is out the back. Here we go, intermediate sprint now. Is the people in the peloton gearing up? They are. We see Groenewegen behind Godu, Bennett behind Hodge. Is there going to be a sprint between the two of them? Nurko probably should take maximum points here to help him out. He does ahead of Gigat, and in the peloton behind, it is Olev Koy on the left-hand side in the points jersey, but Merlier through the middle. Sam Bennett always been helpful in this, and Groenewegen at the last minute pushed the line. I think Merlier, then Groenewegen, then Koy. Yeah, we see Koy gaining 0 points in that classification. The breakaway is looking a bit tired. We see the rider from EF Education swaying his hips. The rider from Bahrain victorious. The same with him also. The heat might be getting to them. Also the huge pace set by the big German Rutger Selig. Hugo Hull, the domestique for Alpecin de Koenig. Big effort also by him. Slow to have for Bora. Putting in a decent effort there. Next, sprinters inbound. We see the sprinters lining up. Merlier with Pithy. The breakaway, will they hold on a minute 3 kilometers? Oh, it could be anyone's game as we see Merlier coming up on the right hand side. Merlier takes maximum points. Groenewegen second. And Koy got 4th. He got 1 point there. Who got 3rd? Oh, Merlier, Gigat, then Groenewegen. Merlier trying to limit his gap to that lead of that classification. Oh, Merlier is not even in that classification. Jesus. He just want Koy to win. Anyway, they're a stalemate now as no one's in the breakaway. They're just going to have a chill ride to the finish. It seems 28 kilometers an hour. Yeah, no, Philipsen should be, because he needs the bonus seconds. He just needs 2 bonus seconds to be ahead of David De La Cruz in the overall GC. Vlasov on the front now, Mapai GB, some odd reason. Still just chilling, 28 kilometers an hour. Once we hit 25, we should see some sprint trains coming up and the pace increasing. There we are, the pace has increased and some sprint trains have arrived. Case Bowl for Bora on the left hand side. On the right hand side, of course, we have Merlier's HTC Columbia lead out train. FDJ leading out. Who the hell is FDJ? Groenewegen. And Philipsen has got 1 lead out man and he's trying to chill in front of the HTC train as they zigzag across the road, looking for the best wheel to be in. Still 20 kilometers to go, and then I go to 51 kilometers an hour. Here we are, final 6.6 kilometers to go. Trains are kind of getting messed up through a few of these corners. Where's Merlier? He's been pushed to the back a bit. Pithy's there in front of him as we see the Groupama FDJ and the Alpecin de Koenig train at the front. The right hand side is Menten leading out Garvedia. And on the far right is Kogut leading out Einhorn for Mapai GB. 3.5 kilometers to go. Lescano of Alpecin 4. Who the hell is it? I always forget who these sprinters are. Anyway, at the front now is Odin Kogut for Itema Einhorn. On the right hand side, Einhorn in the mix. I think he's gone too early. He has indeed. Merlier coming up through the middle. Merlier takes the stage 1 ahead of Gaviria and Koy. Bennett in 4th. Philipsen not even in the mix. Potential time gap, but it's a flat stage, so I don't think it will count. Tim Merlier takes the stage, HTC Columbia, Gaviria second, and Koy in 3rd. GC is still McNulty, Thomas, Skalmos, Vlasov. Philipsen didn't gain any bonus seconds, so De La Cruz is still sitting in 10th. Thomas cannot be beaten in the mountain classification. Coy is still in the lead, now leading Merlier by... No, sorry. Coy takes over the lead from McNulty, leading Merlier by 6 points. Skelmoser in the lead of the youth, and HTC still leading the team classification.
Found yourself a way out of this small town. Got a place at school you didn't hang around. Every day you're far away, these streets don't feel the same. Everywhere
No change in the GCI in poles, overtakes Sharkman.
I remember that I was drunk out my
Oh, Merlier's gone up a lot. That is, Merlier is in contention of classification. So it's all to play for on the last stage for the points classification. Mountain is being chosen already, and team is still reasonably up for grabs. Yeah, I exported it right. Let's do it again anyway. The final stage of the race, another flat sprint stage. Phillipson is the favourite. Let's hope Phillipson can get a good result, gain some bonus seconds, get into the top 10. Yeah, this tour is really weird. I'll confirm my settings, it's normal. 5 race day condition.
for the first time. In the back of your car, we passed out counting stars. Promise all these years we pack our things and disappeared. I never thought I would see you here. Try to replace you with somebody out there.
If I didn't chase you, would you even care?
And if I lost my mind, would you come around? I will keep you safe and sound after all this time.
Here we are at the start of the final stage of the UAE Tour 2021 route, but Season 2 of the PCM SImGame. Then we have our race leaders, jerseys McNulty, Thomas, Coy, Skelmoser. Oh, Effendi's jersey looks nice. We're on the race course today, Abu Dhabi. Starting on the race course. Quite a few riders trying to get in the break, not sure for what. Probably just to show their face and show that their team is in the race. I guess UAE have been pretty hard on the UAE team, saying, hey boys, you better actually do something. Strong wind today, and today's break with Gigat once again, Philip, the Polish champion, Lowland, Bennett, Carr, Van Moor, Curry and Larson. On front of the peloton is Alperson, De Koenig and Groupama FDJ with a little bit of help from HTC, who of course are working for Merlier, hoping to take their points jersey off the shoulders of Coy. Entering a sprint inbound, will the breakaway sprint for it? Is there 8 riders here for lots of points up for grabs? No, but we see Logan Curry take maximum points and a 3-second bonus. Very, very great racing. FDJ working hard. HTC also there. Oh, we're seeing Bora now getting in to the mix, trying to help out some of these other teams. McNulty's sitting up towards the front. He knows that's one of the safest places to be. Remy Cavagna on the front. Breakaway. Oh, the two riders have been dropped from the breakaway. That, of course, is Logan Curry and George Bennett. The two Kiwis not able to hack the pace in the race for some god knows reason. Breakaway is kind of looking dead. Hopefully the peloton can reel them in before the next intermediate sprint. I'm rooting for Philipsen to get some GC points here. And everyone's slowing back down. Once again, 28 kilometers an hour. Everyone's going to be sitting together till... What's it, 10k to go for the intermediate sprint, maybe? A bit more than 10 to go. Anyway, 10 till the intermediate sprint. We see quite a few riders now. Almost all the teams at the front showing their face. 5.2 till the intermediate sprint. I'll have Coy being led out by Van Poppel. Where is Philipsen? Philipsen better bring his ass up here. He's not. He's just chilling behind Thomas and Vlasov. Merlier, of course, he wants to get that points jersey off Coy. Coy wants to defend it. Coy launches first. Van Poppel also tries to launch. Even Godu is going for it. Why is Godu going for it? Anyway, Merlier's coming in hot. He's coming in. Takes second place ahead of Bauhaus. Coy maintains his lead now. 9 points ahead. Coy needs to finish. In fourth or worse, with Merlier winning. For Merlier to take the jersey. 8 kilometers to the finish. Maybe some of these sprinters are looking tired. Maybe it's time for Philipsen to pounce. See Einhorn now moving up on the right hand side. Outside sprinter, of course. Top 10 in a few stages, but that is it. As we see Oscar Chamberlain, is he going for an attack or is he just trying to lead his men out? Pithy gets onto his wheel. Merlier now has a gap. Merlier should drop the wheel and make the others chase it down. 3 kilometers to go. Let's get rid of these annoying name tags. Just the sprinters' name tags are here now. Fernando Gaviria moving up. Merlier launches with 1.5 kilometers to go. Philipsen on the left-hand side, 700 meters. Come on, Philipsen. Jasper Philipsen takes the stage, and in doing so will move himself into the top 10 of the stage. Will we see Merlier? No, Merlier beats Coy by 1 place. It is not enough. Coy will be the leader of the points. Winner of the points classification. Let's go final podium of the race. Jasper Philipsen takes the stage ahead of Caden Groves and Vandenberg. Good on him. GC, of course, we see McNulty winning, followed by Thomas, Skelmos, Vlasov, Martinez, Alaphilippe, Jorgensen, Hindley, Philipsen in 8th, and Godu in 10th. Philipsen jumping 2 positions there. Best climber, Geraint Thomas. He, of course, had that at the other stage. He wins ahead of McNulty, Jorgensen, and Skelmos. Points classification, Olev Coy takes it ahead of Philipsen. 6 points ahead there, Merlier, McNulty, Thomas, Casebowl, and Gaviria. Young rider Skelmos, of course, similar to GC, Jorgensen, Tiberi, Tullet, Arnesman, Hayter, Akenzo, and a few other riders. HTC win the 10 classification, no change in that for the last few stages. P9 is very strong for Jasper Philipsen. So we head to the final results of the race. Stage 7. No time gaps for anyone. Everyone kept up, but Philipsen with those bonus seconds, moving up 2 places, pushing De La Cruz outside of the top 10. Few changes in the top in the GC, but that's just from bonus seconds. Other classification, let's go. Points classification, Olev Koi, of course, ahead of Philipsen. Mountain, pretty small classification there. And team classification.
Untold stories they were left behind. Silent breeze, I got nothing on my mind.
Then we have UAE Tour.
Why you still live in vain? I'm not the one, you're the victim of your own mistakes. It's sad to hear that I get sold to the street.
Cheers, Ava. Enjoy. Well done for top 9 for Philipsen, man. Chose a great team.
Rise up from the ashes, wings on my back, stay lit like a matchstick. We ain't coming back, I swear. Just let go and see what happens. Gotta let go to see the magic.
After that 30-second gap, it halted the Ninja. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, peeps. It was great. I hope to do it again. I hope I don't forget to do it like I did the other race. Cheers.
Clouds, so I can't see the ground. So I ain't coming down. So no, I ain't ever coming down. Rise up from the ashes, wings on my back, stay lit like a matchstick. We ain't coming back, I swear. Just let go and see what happens. Gotta let go.